London is the capital city of the United Kingdom. It is the most populous city in UK with a metropolitan area of over 13 million inhabitants. It is also a leading global city with strength in arts, commerce, education, entertainment, fashion, finance, tourism, and transport, all contributing to its greatness. London is also rich in literature. Many writers such as Anthony Trollope, Wilkie Collins, E.M. Forster, George Eliot, and others have rose to prominence due to their classic novels and poems. One of the London's greatest writers of the 19th century is Virginia Woolf. Adeline Virginia Woolf was born in London on January 25, 1882, the third of the four children of Sir Leslie Stephen and Julia. Virginia did not receive a formal education, but access to their father's extensive library provided a rich source for their private learning. Her life was not easy because her mother died early, as well as her brothers and sisters. In 1912, she married Leonard Woolf, a writer and a socialist political figure. Virginia had a subsequent mental breakdown since she was a child. Despite her successes, Woolf feared the onslaught of another breakdown, from which she believed it would be impossible to recover, and in 1941, she took her own life by drowning. Her famous works include the novels To the Lighthouse, A Haunted House, An Unwritten Novel, Mrs. Dalloway, and a short story entitled The New Dress. Virginia Woolf's short story The New Dress was written in 1924. It is about the feelings of a woman toward herself and her reaction to the behaviors of others when they meet her. It is also about the agonies and human experience in fashion. It was said that the author had an ambivalent, complex relationship with fashion, meaning she gets a hard time of choosing what fashion that will fit on her. Probably, she wrote this short story to put her feelings when she experienced being criticized by others to her fashion. Mabel Waring, a middle-aged and lower-middle-class woman, arrives at a party given by Mrs. Clarissa Dalloway in Westminster, London. She is wearing a new yellow dress made especially for the occasion, and she feels intensely that it's neither fashionable nor successful. She has selected the design from an old-fashioned book and now feels she has made a huge mistake. She feels inferior to the other guests and thinks of herself as a fly unsuccessfully trying to climb out of a saucer of milk. She has been quite happy in anticipation of the event when having the dress made by the seamstress Miss Milan, but now she feels socially inadequate when surrounded by other people, all of whom she sees as critical of her or insincere in their remarks. When other guests speak to her, she feels that they are clamoring selfishly for attention. She feels she has been condemned to her unglamorous life because of her poor family background. She recognizes that her life was provided moments of happiness, but she feels that having reached middle age, they might become less frequent. She has fleeting romantic thoughts of transforming her own life so that she will not feel so inadequate. This gives her the impetus to leave the party, which she does by telling Mrs. Dalloway how much she has enjoyed herself, which she knows to be a lie. Mabel Waring is a severely insecure woman with negative self-esteem. While the aging process is taking away her youthful beauty, she tries to surpass her limitations by dressing in the latest fashion like her rich friends. But even her new yellow dress is not enough to lift her spirits. She feels like an animal or insect. The narrator reveals that Mabel saw herself as a fly, but the others were dragonflies, butterflies, beautiful insects, dancing, flattering. She uses such words as dowdy, horrible, dingy old fly to describe herself. Even as a child, she had felt inferior to the other people. Mabel sits in the corner bemoaning her lack of style and acceptance. She compares herself to a fly struggling to climb up of a milk saucer. In conclusion, Virginia Woolf's protagonist in the new dress, Mabel Waring, is not a dynamic character. Mabel is depressed at the beginning of this stream of consciousness tale, and the story ends in the same emotional state. Mabel is self-indulgent, seeks sympathy and praise from other characters who are of higher social class. It is a story that is written in a stream of consciousness technique, as it describes Mabel's thoughts and actions while she is in the party. The stream of consciousness technique, which Virginia Woolf is famous for, makes the story more interesting and shows the reader the inside of Mabel. She also uses quite a few images which should be understood by the reader. The new dress and thus woman's consciousness of fashion have to be considered. In this story, the party is the material used to make the main character realize that she was changed. Acceptance means you are valuable just as you are. It allows you to be the real you. And falling in love with yourself first doesn't make you vain or selfish. It makes you indestructible. I am Honeyleth Pangan, and this is my analysis about Virginia Woolf's The New Dress.